No chance.
We're on a Greek road trip. We've got a hire car and we're heading initially west towards Nafplio, looking at dungeons, seeing Christmas for the first time and fighting off so many cats. We'll then get in the car and head for ancient Olympia, the birthplace of the modern Olympics, finishing our road trip of Greece in Delphi.
Not bad accommodation.
We've got a car. We just picked it up in Athens and we're heading out now on our way to Nafplio. It's a huge car. We just walked down from our accommodation to grab it. A little surprise when we got there, it's auto, not manual. So we said, that's disappointing.
It's basically a spaceship.
It's pretty much, yeah. Got things beeping everywhere. We're having to work out what all the beeps are.
It's pouring rain in Greece and we're on our road trip to Nafplio. We've had to pull over to check out the Corinth Canal. So we've got the rain jackets on and we're walking over to have a look at this man-made canal through Greece. Wow. This was actually opened in 1893. Before then they used wheels to get ships across from one coast to the other. This is the viewing platform across the road. Holy moly. No chance of this happening. Nah.
All the way along this road that we're driving along to Nafplio are mandarin trees, like all the way for kilometre after kilometre. We've been looking to buy some and we finally just found a little stall. It's a nice cute little stall. So we're going to go on in and buy some mandarins. Let's go, Haz. And some honey. So I've got honey, local honey as well.
Pulled over for lunch and the lady said they were big, and they're pretty big. Huge. We've parked up in what can only be described as an abandoned car park recommended by our host. Fortunately, that's not where we're staying tonight. We're part of Nafplio and we're about to walk down to our little village house. We just had to go through this tiny little street with a car, and a Greek guy had to help me get around like a right angle tiny, and we're going to descend down into our house, which hopefully is a nice traditional house in old Nafplio.
This is beautiful. We're up in the hills. There's houses all around us. Just gorgeous.
This is old Nafplio. Pretty cool for our first stop on a road trip.
Look how cute this is. It's got a beautiful little decoration on the table. Oh, this is gorgeous. Oh, it's Alex and Harry's bedroom. Hey boys, look at that. How beautiful. So cute. It's our first morning in Nafplio and we've decided to come to this little bakery for breakfast. It looks absolutely delicious, all of the food in there. Predominantly though because we didn't stock up on groceries yesterday and we didn't realise we had to park so far away. There was no way we were going back to our car afterwards to go back out for groceries. So we figured we'd come and check out one of the little bakeries. So there's pastries, or you can order off the menu, which we've done this morning for our breakfast. Looks delicious. This food delivery bike's just pulled up and he's jumped out at the bakery we're eating at with a punnet of strawberries, because these three here ordered pancakes with Nutella and strawberries. Obviously they're out, so they just called up the food delivery service and got some strawberries delivered.
Nafplio has so many castles. This was a very strategic port city for Greece. In fact, it was the first capital of Greece. That's its claim to fame. So everywhere we go, there's all these castles and fortifications. It's a really cool town, very quaint. The streets, the walkways, it's got a really cool vibe to it. It's a very, very pretty town. It almost is what I think of as a French village, which I guess I'll find out when we go to France, but Greece has a lot going for it. This is where we're staying here in Nafplio. So we've got this great little apartment that's overlooking the sea, all the houses up on the hill.
We thought it was cute to have our own private cats, but can't even eat my breakfast. I keep moving it away. She keeps coming closer. We've climbed up this fortress. There's so many ruins around in Greece as you drive around that some of them you can just get out and explore, like this one. Others you have to pay to get into. They may or may not be worth paying. Some you just find gems like this that you can just head around. This one's still over, I think it was close to 1,000 years old, so it's still been around a very long time.
You can see they'd have a pretty easy time defending if they approach from this side. Per the rest of Greece, there's cats everywhere.
Behind me is the Bortzi Castle. You can see this from all over Nafplio, basically from every direction. It was built in the 1400s by the Venetians and has been occupied by different people over time.
During the Greek Revolution of 1821, 200 Greek soldiers took control of the fort and used it to bombard Nafplio and the Turks, and they're actually able to use that island to stop an English supply ship coming in and resupplying them to cut them off. We made our way up to Palamidi Fortress. It's not for the faint-hearted. Good luck attacking this one. We're heading into Palamidi Fortress on the very top of the hill, overlooking all of Nafplio. This fortress was initially built in 1715 under Venetian rule, and then got taken over by the Turks. The Greeks invaded it with 350 military, took it over, and until about 1920 it became a prison, holding those with life sentences after a big battle. Today it's just another one of the Greek archaeological sites, and it's pretty cool to see right up on the Peloponnese, up in Nafplio. Into the prison. It keeps going down and under. Just keeps going.
Oh my gosh, I have boys. I end up in places.
Like a dungeon. What's the floor?
There's a whole nother room here.
It's like dungeons everywhere. Be like part of the prison or the dungeon down here. There's not much. You get right down to the bottom and there's nothing here. It's just a base.
I mean, it's not that bad unless you have Wi-Fi.
How was it?
Oh my god. Not made. They make it for big man in Greece.
One thing we've noticed in Greece is there's not really safety rails like anywhere. When there is, they're like tiny little things like this. No safety rails around all of the walls that you can fall down to your death. Yet there's a rope on this one that stops you from looking up at the castle wall. It doesn't seem to make sense. Not a lot anyway.
Boy said, yeah, just down this way, it's just stairs.
Stay away from the wall, please.
OH&S isn't particularly high here. And that is Palamidi Fortress. Well worth a visit. It was 20 euros per adult. They didn't charge us for the kids, which is pretty cool, I guess, because it's off season. Yeah. We're just going for a bit of a night walk. Everything is open pretty late at night, which is cool. Most things are closed about 11 o'clock, even in off-peak season. First taste of Greek driving, and this post I had to get around at a right angle just to fit down this street. It's ridiculous.
This is the corner where we had to turn right, and it's really, really tight in our big van. There was a man who came up to me and he's like, don't be afraid, don't be afraid, you've got this. And he guided us all the way around. It's too wet to sit down on.
Come on. Don't know if you can hear it, but this is our rooftop. You hear the church bells from the Catholic Church. The church bells have been going off every half hour an hour up until 9 o'clock, but it's pretty cool. You can see Palamidi Fortress up on the hill. Just listening to the monks singing it over the rooftops. Pretty cool way to finish up in Nafplio. Tomorrow we're back on the road, headed for Olympia.
Our little cottage here is so beautiful and so traditional that you actually need to draw the shutters at night time and throw them open in the morning. So here we go, about to open up our shutters and say good morning to the day. Look at this for a lunch stop. It's our first walk onto the Greek beach. Just absolutely beautiful turquoise water out there. We've got the whole beach to ourselves, and just behind me must be like a little shop or cafe or something in peak times, but these perfect little tables. So I reckon we'll set ourselves up here. We brought our picnic. Great spot.
Short Europe trip for Steph. She's going to go into the Mediterranean now.
How can you not? You come to another country, you've got a beautiful beach. We're doing something in Finland that's pretty special. So here, I've got to at least dip my feet in.
looked up the local hospital, we know the emergency number, we're good to go. Is it warm? Not warm. She's got buyer's remorse.
Pretty sure the bottom of that rainbow, just in the middle of that town there, could be the closest we ever get to the pot of gold.
Here, and there's the Olympic flags of every nation aligning all the way down the roadway. You can see getting into the Museum of Ancient Olympia. About to see some pretty cool stuff. Got one of these rooftops here that you can look at up close inside the building. What is it, a giant being killed by Zeus? The helmet here was a gift from Militates. They were massively outnumbered against the Persians and they won, and so this helmet was his helmet, and it was given as a gift to the Greek government to announce the victory. The detail in these statues is amazing. This is Marcus Aurelius behind me and the emperor of the time, and you can just see all the detail inside all the carving, and they're just making things look soft and like fabric in marble. Olympics were held from 776 BC to AD 393, so 1169 years of ancient Olympics. Some of the rules of competing in the Olympics. This is when the events were added to the Olympics. It started with a sprint, the very first Olympics, and then it built on with wrestling, pentathlon, boxing, chariot racing, equestrian.
To be an athlete in the ancient Olympics, there wasn't a lot of requirements. You had to be male, females weren't allowed. You had to be Greek and a free Greek person, and your parents free as well. Basically you had to turn up to a designated area 1 month before the games began, sign up, say that you'd like to compete, and over the next month or so you were assessed both for your athletic ability, also for good character, and assigned to sports. There was 3 categories. There was boys, there was men, there was unbearded men. Later on the categories broadened from that.
This is a bronze discus from around the 6th or 5th century BC. The Olympic flame came about as a tribute to Hestia, the sister of Zeus, and it was burned as an eternal flame tribute. Obviously Zeus was the main god that it was celebrating, the overall religious event, but Hestia was responsible for the flame. Is the gymnasium, and it was used for training for the foot races, javelin and discus. So I guess that's where we get the word gym from, or gymnasium. A little bit more open than it probably was back then.
The gymnasium's long and narrow because they didn't used to run a longer race around and around. They used to run it back and forth. So it would be a completely different training style. You have to run down to one end, stop, turn around, come back again. Kind of like the beep test now, I guess.
Just walking amongst where the athletes once competed, trained. It's actually a really cool feeling. We're inside a giant square area that was used as somewhere to train for wrestling, jumping, boxing. The athletes would come in here and oil themselves up, powder themselves up, and then go out in the arena to battle. It's a very big space, much bigger than the running space. The Ancient Olympics first started as essentially a religious festival with a running race as the first one, and it was to honour Zeus.
There's 16 of these bases here on the entry to the big Olympic stadium, and apparently they all had statues of Zeus on them, but the way they were paid for was really cool. The contributions from athletes who cheated were used to actually create these statues. So if you did something wrong or you cheated throughout the games, you had to pay a fine, But further to that, your name was actually then inscripted on the statue to which you contributed your fine and therefore the finances to build that statue of Zeus.
This is the entry into the arena where all the running races and all the battles and people would watch the Olympics unfold. Athletes would have left the training areas and headed out into the stadium, which didn't have marble seats except for a platform for the judges, and everyone else was up on the hills to watch the running, the throwing, the jumping, the waving arms. Imagine all the crowds up on the hills come from all over Greece to watch their favourite athletes represent them and look for victory and glory. This is where the judges would have been to watch all the events unfold. Actually nothing to it, but the history is amazing. 750 BC. Actually 192 metres long, the stadium. I think Steph's going to have a crack at running it. Get set, go! And she's gone. Harry's already pulled over. Oh, now he's gone. Give her a head start. Oh, it was 192 metres. Just got a bit of work to do. Harry's got it.
That wasn't that hard.
This is something else, walking amongst the ruins of ancient Olympia, and so many athletes started here and competed, and in 2004 they actually held the shot put event here, which would have been pretty cool, in the Athens Olympics. These giant columns were built by hand, and they lift them using cranes, ramps, pulleys, and they get these giant blocks, put them on top, use a dowel through the middle, which is why there's holes in many of them, and stack them all the way to the top, and then finally they carve the flutes. Massive engineering effort.
We're road tripping today from, where were we? Olympia. From Olympia to Delphi. So we're about halfway. We've just stopped off. We wanted to find a big supermarket, so we've stopped off and had a look, and we grabbed some lunch at their cafeteria up there as well. Look at how much feta is in this like little sandwich. It's like all feta. It's like a whole block that we'd buy for a week or so at home. Tons. And we got these juices. They were like €2.20 each, or fresh juice that we could choose. So pretty good. We've now got back in the car. Everyone's chosen some weird flavoured chips for a snack. Al, what have you got?
Cheeseburger.
Cheeseburger. Has?
Prawn cocktail.
Prawn cocktail, that's disgusting. Jed?
Another cheeseburger.
Oh, you got cheeseburger too. What did you get?
Sour cream and pepper.
Oh, okay.
I didn't go with oregano or
That's
salt,
manageable.
which is their main ones.
Oregano's everywhere. So much oregano. So we're back on the road and we're heading towards Delphi. Justin's just overpaying for the fuel. It's like old style service. They came out, put our fuel in for us, and then there's just like a little payment station in the middle of the servo. This road trip from Olympia to Delphi, particularly the second half towards Delphi, is just spectacular. We're coming along the coastal area through the mountains. We've got little Greek islands off to our right with houses on them, heaps of waterways, little villages. It's just a really, really pretty drive. Well and truly worth doing by car.
The driving's been pretty good. A low light was a little old lady overtaking me. I was doing 60 kilometers per hour speed limit. She went past in a hatchback with a hat in the back at 90 k's per hour. No one follows the road laws. There's double lane overtakes, people burning off me. I'm doing 20 k's over and they go past me like a rocket. Sometimes we get 130 kilometers per hour. It's up and down. I think it's every man for himself in Greece, and you've got to try not to die, and then you're okay. That is quite the morning view. We're up in the hills of Delphi, ready to explore the Temple of Apollo. High up in Greece.
Not bad accommodation.
Belly button. It's called the navel of Greece, the center of the Greek universe. This is what the side of Delphi looked like in its heyday. Tribute to Apollo, the center of the Greek world, a major religious site built up over the hill, huge in scale. And most of it's still there in some form.
Here we're seeing the use of ivory, wood and gold in combination, with ivory brought over from Syria and Egypt for things like the feet.
A lot of these statues in gold were taken through the various battles, but some remain. There's a lot of Sphinx influence. I wonder if it has something to do with Egypt and through the times. This is the main show, the Temple of Apollo, and legend had it that he laid the foundations himself before architects took over. It's about as close as we've been able to get to one, really, that's really fully height. Scale of everything is huge. Their treasury, I guess their bank, still standing. Basically held all their trophies of war, gold, essentially like a museum safe house. It's pretty spectacular. Overlooking the Temple of Apollo, olive trees down in the gullies, and these vast rock faces. Apollo was the god of music and the arts, and this was his theatre high up in the hill. To the top, and where I'm standing is an illegal red taped area, but this is as close as you can get to their arena, which is pretty silly. There's a bunch of grumpy Greek women down there who probably won't want us sneaking up and breaking the rules.
We're up the top of the hill in Delphi, looking over the Temple of Apollo. This has really tied everything together for us that we've seen across Greece and across our road trip. So going to Olympia first and then coming here, there was a lot of stuff that was sort of happening in parallel, particularly in regards to competitions and festivals. So it's a really nice tie-in and wrapped it all up. It's a good museum here and a really great walk up the top. Bring your water bottle with you though, if you're here on a nice day like us. No, great spot to come to. Well worth the stop because you get a really different perspective on Greece as well from the hills up here.